Literally do not have, sorry, trying to clear off my screen. I don't have much time. It's almost time for me to run into that workshop, but I am going to when I say I'm going to do something, baby, one thing you got to know is I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I don't like that light behind my head like that though. But I was telling the story of basically trying to find some light, but not that old blown out light. I don't have much time, so I will be piecing this story together. So go ahead and check out in the description box the video before. This is going to be part two. Basically, how the two biggest narcissists in my life actually, I was able to break free of them after 2 decades, 2+ decades, almost 25 something years. Okay. So I was telling you how my aunt was basically trying to blame me for her being homeless. I probably can go back and do some story times about how that actually occurred. But she was trying to guilt trip me that, hey, this is kind of your fault. You should have helped me. My family don't want to see me. They want to see me homeless and stuff like that. Those are things she would say and basically just pull on my heartstrings or whatever. But at this time, so she, if you know any narcissists, they kind of don't have a good name when it comes to credit and business and places to stay and stuff like that, because they, like I said in the last video, they burn bridges, right? So she have burned bridges with her living community, which makes it hard to live because a lot of apartments and trailer places and stuff like that are connected to one another. So if you do something at one, you kind of outed yourself from being a part of multiple communities, right? So that's what happened. And she basically was displaced out of her apartment, and I'm sorry, and out of her trailer into a hotel. Now, God have taken care of her, though the things that she have done, oh my gosh, I could see how God just really just looks out for her, because every time she digs herself into a horrible deep hole, God comes through. And I had prayed for her the whole time. Like, I literally did not want to see her homeless, but I have nothing else to give you. So she basically wanted me to get an apartment in my name so that she can stay there. And I don't want to see her homeless, but when that was ever mentioned, I was like, this is not going to work out. I already could see down in the future that the moment I want to address an issue, or the moment you bring anything to a narcissist about how things they're doing is affecting you, that is fight words. That is like, I've called your mother the lowest of the low, and now we got to fight. We got to duke this out, right? Because you don't talk about my mother. That's what it's basically like. So I'm like, knowing that it's going to be that the minute any issue comes up. So, but I do not want to see her alone. So I was looking for basically, okay, there's a whole backstory. Okay, so my husband, who is incarcerated wrongfully, he basically, his brother was having issues and he was living with me. And that too, people know my kind heart spirit, and then people take advantage of it, like really take advantage of it. And I've given people things and opportunities and chances that you would never find another living being that would do some of the things that I've done for people. So I'm trying to help out my basically brother-in-law. Gave him a place to stay, and he became over the time entitled to me helping you out, right? So I kind of wanted to break ties with him. So everybody's like deciding behind my back that, yeah, it would be better if she stayed there than he stayed there. And I'm like, in my mind, which one gonna be better? Both using me. Both are like, you know what I'm saying? So I really didn't see one situation being better than the other. So My aunt comes to me, and the way that she came to me, she was like, I know you're looking to break ties with your brother-in-law. You want him gone. So I will help you. And I was like, I can't just move out. I needed to move into a smaller unit because of this inflation. I could no longer afford the unit I was in. I needed a smaller unit, which ain't even that much less, but I just could not pull the heightened rent, right? And so my aunt is like, well, don't worry about it. I'll pay everything that you need to break the lease and this and that. I will you just need to get out of that situation. That's how she came into it, as though she was helping me. And I was so taken aback. I even went to my daughter. My daughter is grown. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really think my aunt, I named her name, but I'm not going to name names in this video. I was like, she really might actually care. Like this time, she literally, honestly, we had a heart to heart, that like an hour long talk on the phone, and she was really like, you don't need to be in that situation. I'm looking out for you. You really need to get out of there. And basically, like, my mother is gone. My mother's deceased. So it's like, it's really hard because I still need that womanly figure to run to at times, right? I try to be the strong woman, right? But even the strongest needs somebody. Somebody. It could be just one, but you need somebody, right? So I was thinking that I don't know. I was thinking that was her real, because I always tried to figure out in this relationship with my aunt, does she hate me or does she love me? That's now I know is cognitive dissonance, where it's the conflict to where you can't make a decision. You don't know. If I know that she hated me, I could act accordingly. If I know that she loves me, I could act accordingly. But because I know how she really feels about me, she says she loves me, but she does this, and this. And I'm like, but she did do that one nice, really nice thing. And so you're confused, right? So you're just going to assume the best of them and know that deep down she has to love you. So I'm thinking, I've told my daughter, I'm like, I think she's being for real this time. And my daughter's like, yeah, right. I don't think so. Like, literally, everybody on the outside of the situation can see, but you still want to find that human in the narcissist, because you know it's got to be down there. It's just because they've been through so much in their life. They've had so many hard blows that, they've toughened up. But the real person that actually loves you is down, deep down in there, right? The one you once laughed and joked and they were there for you that one or two times in your life, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so I let her basically, I'm the type of person that hates to depend on a soul for anything. I was raised to be a person that takes care of themselves, looks after themselves, and do it yourself. But I'm sorry, guys. Again, I have to run to work. I left kind of late. My grandson and my granddaughter, I had to get them situated before work. So I was going to leave to my little spot at Publix and record this video. And I was going to have a whole hour, but my babies come first. So now I have to continue this to part 3. But yes, so this one, I actually bit the bait and believed this time she was being for real, that she really was there to help me. All right, guys, I'll be back for part 3.